Sure.
Well, tell us about some of your positions and some of your thoughts. And you're going for the seats that's currently occupied by
Nikki Tsongas.
Nikki Tsongas, right?
Yes.
Who was elected, what, about 2 years ago?
Wasn't it 2007 special election?
Yeah, so it's 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Okay. So well, how do you see politics, what's happening in Washington? And give us a little rundown of that.
Well, over the course of the last month, I went around the 29 cities and towns and personally collected over 2,500 signatures. And I had 40 other people out collecting signatures as well, but I wanted to make sure that I hit the stores and the grocery stores and the transfer stations, and I can tell you where all the good stores are. But hit them at all times of day so you could just talk to the people at hand that are going and listen to what they have to say. The number one thing is that nobody in Washington's listening. There's nobody in Washington listening. Now, there are people, but there's not. I don't know that there's enough votes. But with the health care that went through, with I think some of the statistics are 70% saying no, and yet it went through anyway. Mm-hmm. So number one is that our representatives do not listen to people. Number two, everybody is, you probably know 10, 12, 20 people unemployed. I do. It's the first time in a long time that
I'm retired. I know a lot of people.
Well, okay. Well, yeah. That's okay. I didn't mean to point out that you were older than me, but right now, the average person knows quite a few people unemployed, and it scares them. They're not used to that as Americans.
Is high, yes.
Yeah. Somebody pointed out to me, and I don't know what the point was, well, 90% have got jobs, and I'm going, yeah, okay, but the other 10%. So it makes everybody uneasy because you don't know what it's going to do to them. They point out spending. We're spending way too much, too big to fail. The taxes have got to go up, and it starts snowballing, all of these different things. So they really feel like they don't have a voice. And so you asked me about points I have. I've created jobs over the past 25 years. Since I got out of the Navy, I've created jobs. And some were working for large companies like General Electric, but the majority of the time it was working for my own company. And I can tell you that when I started in the industry, there was 20,000 companies across the United States that could use my services, and now it might be 1,000. And the big reason is, yes, we pay people more, but one of the big reasons is regulation, taxes, and not knowing what the next year and the next year are going to bring. So companies, when you're spending your own money or you're investing your own money and trying to create your own product, you're unsure as to what next year and what the next year is going to bring. And Washington doesn't understand that. But I can show you in 25 years of my business, every 4 years, the dollar value went down, and that was a presidential election year because nobody knew what was going to happen. What's the new guy going to want to do? Mm-hmm. So everybody held their dollars. So that's a big, creating jobs is a big thing. Mm-hmm. And that's what I have expertise in doing.